The all-new TVS Jupiter 125. Yes, it's the latest 125cc scooter from TVS Motor Company. And it's just not a brand new model, but a legacy TVS plans to take forward with the new Jupiter 125. After all, the 110cc Jupiter is the highest selling scooter from TVS. And the Jupiter 125 promises it all: convenience, comfort, style and performance, along with several segment-first features. It's fresh, it's smart and it's loaded on features. This is the TVS Jupiter 125. We have been waiting for it for a long time now and it's finally here. But it's not just a larger displacement engine with the same chassis. This scooter is all new, built from the ground up. New engine, new chassis and a whole lot of new innovations. Now you would wonder, why would TVS want another scooter when they already have that NTORQ in the same 125cc segment? Well, think of it this way. If that was a brash younger brother, this is the dutiful do-it-all family sibling. And dare I say, this might just bring all the new volumes to the TVS Motor Company. The new TVS Jupiter 125 looks familiar, but a lot more premium. It's still as conservative in appearance, but that's what the 125cc family scooter customer prefers. The LED guide lights offer a sharp look, and the LED headlamp is a nice touch. The top variant that we have today gets chrome inserts on the front apron, side panels and the exhaust muffler, along with diamond cut alloy wheels that add to the good looks. The Jupiter 125 also brings several innovations. The fuel filler lid has been moved up front and the 5-litre fuel tank has been moved below the floorboard. And moving the fuel tank has actually made way for a larger boot capacity. At 32 litres, it gets the largest underseat storage space on a petrol scooter and only second to the Ola S1 Pro. TVS claims that it is good enough to fit 2 helmets, but you still cannot fit a full-size helmet. You also get the all-in-one ignition and a USB charging slot with an open glove box. Now the TVS Jupiter 125 is a cleverly packaged scooter. It's about the same wheelbase as the 110 version, but in overall length, it's almost the largest scooter in its segment. That means that the seat itself is 65mm longer than the 110 version, and that translates to a lot of space for the rider and pillion. In fact, the floorboard is wide and large and you can carry a lot of things there. For somebody as tall as me, there's ample knee room, the handlebar and the knee do not obstruct each other, and that's great when you're entering a corner. At the same time, there's a lot of legroom as well, so there's enough room to play with, and overall it's a nice and comfortable space to be in. One of the problems that I thought I would have was with the fuel tank now placed under the floorboard, that it would be a little higher than before, but the low seat height makes it a very comfortable scooter to ride. While the ergonomics and features are sorted, the build quality did leave us wanting more. Customers will like the all-metal body, but the plastic quality could have been better. And we did notice panel gaps in certain places. The Jupiter 125 gets a conventional instrument console. It is easy to read, with the small digital readout packing a long list of useful features. The scooter also gets a side stand cutoff switch and the auto start-stop feature that TVS calls IntelliGo. That being said, a Smart Connect version with Bluetooth connectivity is also in the works to be introduced later. Comfort remains a crucial aspect for the TVS Jupiter customer, and the 125cc version does impress on that front. The ride quality is plush with the telescopic forks absorbing undulations well, while the gas-charged rear monoshock is a segment first and adds more comfort. On the rumble strip at the track, the softly sprung setup did a good job at keeping the ride pliant. The fuel-injected 2-valve 125cc motor produces 8.18 bhp at 6000 rpm and 10.5 Nm of peak torque at 4500 rpm. It is paired with a CVT automatic gearbox. Now, the TVS Jupiter 125 makes about 1 bhp less than the NTORQ, but it's also a good 9 kgs lighter in comparison. The engine is tuned for more low and mid-range power, speeds build quickly from 0 to 60 km per hour, while it takes some effort to get up to 80 km per hour. The refinement levels though are right up there with the very best, something we've come to expect from TVS's newer offerings. in-gear acceleration is great between 20 and 60 km per hour, and for most city users, those are the speeds you will be realistically doing on a daily basis. The sweet spot rests at 70 km per hour, and the scooter can effortlessly cruise with a little burst left for overtakes. The 12-inch alloy wheel combination works well for high-speed stability and around corners too. Jupiter 125 gets a 60% front bias and a 40% rear bias, and that improves in handling. At the same time, with the fuel tank now positioned below the floorboard, it has a lower center of gravity, and that translates to better handling. It's more confident up front. You could enter a corner with more confidence and more ease than a regular scooter, and that really makes it a good handler. For anybody who's looking at performance and comfort without compromising on handling, the Jupiter really impresses you that way. Of course, it's not as sharp and dynamic as the TVS Ntorq, but it doesn't need to be either. The Jupiter 125 is all about balance. The scooter also gets fantastic brakes that offer plenty of feedback. It is easily one of the best braking systems in the segment. The TVS Jupiter 125 is priced from 73,400 rupees onwards, and that makes it comparable to the segment leader, the Suzuki Access 125, as well as a Honda Activa 125. The only scooter cheaper in this segment is the Yamaha Fasino 125. Of course, these are starting prices, and the drum brake version and the disc brake version will be a lot more expensive. However, as far as the initial push is concerned, the TVS Jupiter 125 has things aggressive right from the features to the price. A lot of thought has gone into giving the customer what they need, and that will impress most buyers. However, the Suzuki Access 125 remains the undisputed segment leader in the 125cc commuter segment, and it will be a tall task for the Jupiter 125 to beat that offering. Is the new Jupiter up for it? That's a story for another day.